6 p.m. in Tokombiri and same time right here in the economic capital city, Douala. Good evening, dear viewers of Equinoxe Television. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe Television. First, our major stories. A bag containing the lifeless body of a woman was discovered in a bush in Dipanda, a locality in the southwest region of the country. The woman is said to have been killed by her own son, who was almost subjected to mob justice by the angry mob. And away from that, the organ in charge with organizing elections in Cameroon, Elecam, is being accused of stagnating the numbers of registered voters on the electoral list with the aim of manipulating the votes during the next presidential elections. Civil society actors and opposition leaders are demanding that transparency be made as far as elections is concerned. However, reacting to the incident, the Director General of Elections Cameroon says all those allegations are false, while promising Cameroonians that elections will be fair and transparent. And over to sports, Cameroonians say they are dissatisfied with the average performance of the boys of Coach Rigo Besson during their last match encounter with Guinea-Conakry. However, the head coach assures the nation that God will accompany them to score the goals they missed out while playing with Guinea-Conakry in their next games. Those are major stories. Stay with us for details and more. So much for choosing Equinoxe Television. You definitely made the right choice. We'll begin with our human interest stories as a man of about 45 years of age has murdered his own mother and later put her remains in a bag and dumped it in a bush just a stone throw from their house in Quarter 7 in Dipanda's southwest region. The suspected killer was saved from being lynched by the forces of law and order who whisked him to the gendarmerie legend in Boya. Innocent Aze reports.
A woman of about 65 years old, now resting in her grave, was decapitated by her own son, who put her remains in a bag and dumped in a bush about 10 meters from their house in Quarter 7, Zibanda, Boya subdivision.
Around 12 o'clock, one guy runs to my house and he told me that they have seen a dead body lying somewhere. I called the chairman of our village, then I called the chief, informed them that there's a dead body in my quarter, so they rush and come and they call the securities officer who went there.
Her remains were already decomposing and the suspected murderer hiding in a room for fear he will be lynched.
We realized that the son was inside the house, hidden there. The population wanted to kill the guy and we said that no, they cannot kill the guy because security officers, they are there, so they should allow the suspect to the security officer so that let they question him. So from there we were having a very tough time with the population until they have to shoot a warning shot on the air, and we struggled to carry the guy away, the suspect, carry away to the legion.
Why would you waste time? Now the more this man. So now wait. Let the military them, me they do their work. Why we go remain for here? We figure out what we could do it, mommy. So now.
The population only returned with a casket to bury the woman beside her house.
Go.
All 11 quarter heads of the Banda held a meeting to discuss how to tackle criminality and insecurity in the community. They resolved to sensitizing the population on denunciation of suspects so that they are reported to forces of law and order.
Come.
And away from that, the population of the Lithura region for the past years have been expressing concerns on several factors affecting their living conditions. Among them are frequent power cuts, water shortage, and poor road infrastructures. These worries were tabled during the official launching ceremony of the 2024 state budget for Lithura region, where a budget of 17 billion francs CFA was voted. Asia Lucy Liengu reports.
Cameroon's election organizing body, Elections Cameroon, Elecam, is taken to task for allegedly illegally manipulating figures of registered potential voters. In a recent release, the interim leader of the Political Alliance for Change, Honorable Jean-Michel Ninche, claims 7,361,875 is less than the actual number of Cameroonians who have registered. Cameroon Renaissance Movement CRM National President Professor Maurice Kamto says,
Depuis 10 ans, Elecam ment aux Camerounais.
Elecam has been lying to Cameroonians for the past 10 years.
C'est depuis pratiquement 1992.
Elections expert Ile Kamgag says,
25 ans au moins, 54 siècles qu'on tourne autour de ce chiffre.
For over 25 years, the electoral register has been stagnating around 6 and 7 million potential voters, while Jean-Michel Nincho and Professor Maurice Kamto attribute that to a well-calculated plan of fraud and election rigging. Ile Kamga adds that the situation downplays the credibility of the entire electoral system of Cameroon.
De la non-crédibilité du système électoral Cameroun.
The Director General of Elections, Eric Essoussi, highlights the fact that
il y a eu la refonte en 2013 et en 2013 on a recommencé à zéro.
In 2013, there was an overhaul of the electoral list and registration started afresh.
C'est le débat sur le sexe des anges, parce qu'on ne comprend pas.
He qualifies the allegations of fraud as a debate on the sex of angels.
Le problème, ce n'est pas d'avoir un fichier qui compte peut-être 15 millions.
Meantime, opposition politicians and civil society leaders are calling for an audit of the electoral list to enhance its credibility. But the Director General of Elections says
l'audit se fait déjà par les commissions.
It is already been done by the Mixed Commission of Voters Registration, bringing together representatives of political parties, the administration, and Elecam.
That was Radha Babla Jonathan reporting on some supposed allegations of manipulation carried out by Elections Cameroon. Away from that, we come back to the report done by A.C. Luciliengo, where the population of the Littoral region for the past years have been expressing concerns on several factors affecting their living conditions. Amongst them are frequent power cuts, water shortage, and poor road infrastructures. These worries were tabled during the official launching ceremony of the 2024 state budget for the Littoral region, where a budget of 17 billion francs CFA was voted. A.C. Luciliengo tells us more.
Water shortage, power failure, poor road infrastructures are some of the challenges suffered by the population of the Littoral region for years. These were part of projects earmarked for the 2023 fiscal year, but were never realized. During the official launching ceremony of the 2024 state budget for the Littoral region, the regional councillors discussed on possible strategies to ensure these projects are earmarked for realization in 2024. 17 billion francs CFA was voted as the budget. This budget includes, first, the rehabilitation of the first bridge over River Wuri, the realization of the second phase of works at the east entry into the Littoral region, also the construction of a bridge over the Dibamba River, which will cost 15 million francs CFA, and the regional road linking Edeya to Dizange. As to what concerns the education sector, the government comprehensive high school, Aqua, will benefit the sum of 70 million francs CFA for the construction of 3 administrative blocks, while government school, Aqua, will benefit the sum of 30 million francs CFA. 36 million francs CFA has been allocated to address electric energy problem in Douala. According to the representative of the Director General of Taxation, in the year 2024, the value-added tax will be levied on some perishable goods like fish, sausage, and other luxury goods. The smooth running of these projects will be a relief for the population who over the years have been facing challenges.
Cyclone Bella wreaked havoc on the French island of La Réunion and Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. Several houses and cars were swept by the tides in the United States of America. Former President Donald Trump had a landslide victory in the caucus. Those are the details in this report done by Mala Glory.
Bela has claimed the life of one person in the remote Paradise Island, left thousands without power, and caused traffic chaos with numerous cars submerged under flood waters or piled up on streets. The government on Monday had ordered inhabitants to stay indoors, but the restriction was eased on Tuesday, with the MMS saying that the public was strongly advised to maintain precautions and stay in safe places. Donald Trump won a landslide victory in the lower caucuses on Monday. The former U.S. president's victory was clear and decisive, with reports declaring his win just 30 minutes after voting began. Trump's result makes him the clear front-runner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination, where he will face off President Joe Biden for control of the White House. Despite Trump's commanding win in Iowa, the contest also exposed some national vulnerabilities for the former president. The suburbs are relative weaknesses for Trump. Only about 4 in 10 Iowa Republicans in the suburbs support him. And elsewhere in Israel, the war in Gaza has displaced 85% of the Strip's 2.3 million residents. The United Nations said as the fighting passed the grim 100-day milestone, Gaza residents are facing acute shortage of food, water, medicine and fuel. Hospitals in Gaza have been hit repeatedly since the war erupted, and the World Health Organization says most of them are no longer functioning. Latest Israeli strikes hit the southern cities of Khan Yunis and Rafah, as well as areas around Gaza City.
And now we talk sports. The head coach of the Indomitable Lions, Rigobert Song, says God will accompany them to score the goals they missed while playing with Guinea-Conakry in their next games. Rigobert Song made the declaration during the post-match press conference after Cameroon equalized with Guinea in their maiden match at the Africa Cup of Nations. Our reporter on special assignment to Côte d'Ivoire's Magic and Gabriel tells us more.
A total of 5 goals were scored in Group C, based at the Charles Konan Banning Stadium here in Yamoussoukro. The last game of the day saw Cameroon's Indomitable Lions coming from behind to pull a draw against the Sili National. During the post-match press conference, Rigobert Song said the match against Guinea was one of the most difficult games, and for him, he believes that the remaining games will be negotiated. And according to the head coach of the national football team, if God did not enable them to score goals this day, it will be another day that he will accompany them in scoring those goals. Rigobert Song is, however, confident that the upcoming games he will make changes that will enable Cameroon to remain longer in Côte d'Ivoire. In the first game of the day, defending champions had a very easy match against the Scorpions of Gambia. 3 goals from Senegal nailed the Gambia, who had a difficult start of the tournament. It should be recalled that the Gambia were eliminated in 2022 during quarterfinals by Cameroon. Reporting from the Charles Konan Banning Stadium for Equinoxe Television News, on special assignment, Eric Florent Watat, Smart Njikan Gabriel.
And in the same vein, players of the Indomitable Lions say they are confident that they will perform much better in the next games. Their reaction comes hours after the draw match against Guinea. For some of the players, the inclusion of certain players who had no AFCON experience and missed scoring chances impacted the game. Smaji Kangebu once more was at the mixed zone of the Charles Konan Banning Stadium. His report.
At the mixed zone of the Charles Konan Banning Stadium in Yamoussoukro, players of the Indomitable Lions felt disappointed after sharing points with the Sili National of Guinea. We are very disappointed with the results of the day, but we should now focus on our next game. I think we lost the game because we didn't make use of the chances we had. I think we are going to correct it against Senegal. For some of the players of the national football team, the introduction of young players into the squad who had no AFCON experience played to their disadvantage against Guinea. We started in a difficult tournament with many young players who don't master the competition. So, we shall steadily gain confidence as the tournament unfolds. We actually needed a win, but it's not bad with the points we had. The goal of Guinea came after a knee contact between Cameroon's defender Christopher Wu and his opponent of Guinea. Wu, who left the game halfway, is confident of continuing the competition. On the goal we conceded, I had a knee-to-knee contact with the player of Guinea, which caused me pains in an area I was already injured before. So I'll wait for the test results later, but I will do all to be with the team. 5 goals were scored on match day 1 in Group C, with 2 red cards shown in the first 2 matches of the day. Cameroon takes on Senegal in a must-win game on Friday.
And players of the Silly National of Guinea-Conakry say the red card given to them cost them a lot in their last match. They are, however, confident that they will perform better in the next matches. Magic Gabriel talked to Mori Konati of Guinea and compiled this excerpt for us.
The game, as you can see, in the first half we receive a red card, and then in the second half I think we play 1 hour in 10 men, so it was very difficult game. So we keep fighting together, and yeah, we can be happy with 1-1. Yeah, of course, this is the game we need the character, because we know they have quality, they are a very good player, and so yeah, we spoke together in the dressing room that we need a man on the pitch, and that we saw in the game.
How far can you go in this tournament?
No, we don't know. We take a game per game, and we will see what.
And now we take this advertorial of Orange Cameroon as the telecommunications company reassures its millions of subscribers of its continuous support during this 2023 African Nations Cup. Some of the subscribers were offered a round-trip opportunity to Cote d'Ivoire to experience live matches in that part of the country. The telecommunications company was at one of its fan zone at the Pakuvita neighborhood over in Bonamusari, right here in the city of Douala. Details in this report.
After the launching of the super app Max Eat, Orange Cameroon is celebrating the caravan of African Cote d'Ivoire ticket winners, one of many prizes offered by the mobile telephone network through their super app Max 8. A delegation of over 20 people entirely supported by Orange Cameroon.
Orange Cameroon is overwhelmed with the fact that some of their customers will be leaving for Cote d'Ivoire to support the Indomitable Lions during the ongoing AFCON. More winners are still going to be selected as the promotion is still on. Apart from obtaining a flight ticket, winners have the possibility of winning TV sets, cars and many other items.
During this ride, the caravan, which consisted of over 40 vehicles, will continue to spread joy throughout the city of Douala and will once again make a winner.
I am happy. Thank Orange Cameroon for this great opportunity.
After a few hours of driving, we stop at Bonamusa di Pakuvita, where the second Orange fan zone is set up to allow football lovers to spend unforgettable moments in the presence of their family and local authorities.
Orange Cameroon is proud sponsor of the Indomitable Lions since more than 2 decades now. And we are here today to enable Cameroonians, fans of football, to feel the momentum of this great competition presently unfolding in Cote d'Ivoire.
Amongst the 50 lucky winners, the 12 who are part of the first wave received travel kits and other prizes.
As you can see, we have some winners today who will be leaving for Ivory Coast, like I earlier said. To win, it was simple. All they did was to do a transaction of subscribe on Orange Bonus on #11*1#, or do any transaction via our recently launched app Maxit.
After a nice night at the hotel where they are lodged, the candidates are ready for their adventure to Cote d'Ivoire.
Well, I'm all excited. I just can't wait to be there. When I received the call, I was surprised because I was at work and I worked just in front of Orange Bastos. So initially, I thought that it was calm.
I am from the far north region of the country. I was with my friends on Sunday and my phone rang, and when I picked the call, I was informed that I won a flight ticket for Cote d'Ivoire.
I did not believe the information, but when I received a call from the regional delegate, then I confirmed that it was true. I am sincerely happy.
Orange Cameroon has been the official sponsor of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon for more than 20 years.
24 années qu'Orange Cameroun est autour des Lions indomptables et pour cette CAN que nous allons gagner une fois de plus.
24 years that we have been sponsors of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, and this time we are going with winners of the Tombola to watch matches live in Côte d'Ivoire.
40 ans, la première Coupe d'Afrique des Nations.
Remember, it has been 40 years when Cameroon won their cup in Côte d'Ivoire, and this time we are moving there with our subscribers so as to support our team.
C'est que rien ne doit changer.
Always with great care, the lucky winners are escorted here to Douala International Airport. From here, they will take off to Côte d'Ivoire so as to support the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, and this thanks to Orange.
And that advertorial on Orange Cameroon, one of the leading telecommunications company in Cameroon, puts an end to today's edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe Television. Thank you so much, dear viewers, for your keen attention. Stay in the company of more interesting programs on ETV. Have a wonderful evening.